Good morning, YouTube. Dan Matheny here. Anyway, this morning I decided to talk about the DD command. But first, I need to download the latest Arch Linux ISO because I basically need to update my Arch ISO. Because in case if something happens to my computer, you know, I'm old school. I just use my hard drive, my external hard drive, and that's how I live. I could use Btrfs, but I just use ext4 because I'm used to it. You know, there's one person I watched, and you know, he was saying that, and you know, I forget the YouTube person's name right now. But anyway, let's go to archlinux.com. But anyway, that's just in case if I screw something up. Or actually, yeah, I screwed that up. There we go. And we're going to download the latest ISO. So let's go ahead and do that. So I hope you all are having a good Saturday today. You know, I'm having a good Saturday. You know, and this is, I wish I could make this live. But one day, you could point people in my direction. You know, maybe one day I can do this live. So, but yeah, I have different ISOs that I could show an example like with a FreeBSD. But right now I don't have, you know, the hardware for that. I might consider getting NVIDIA for FreeBSD, but I'd rather just do all AMD now. And just get a Wi-Fi adapter for FreeBSD. Actually, that's what I should do for this laptop and dual boot, but I like having my 2 terabytes of hard drive space. Maybe if I had a 4 terabyte, because I like running virtual machines. So, but, you know, just to mention, what would you guys like to talk about? Or what would you like me to talk about? Because I am open-minded to different ideas here. Anyway, let's see how long we have. We have 1 minute to go, so I don't have to pause the video. So I can just talk. But yeah, I mean, I've thought about going back to Neri since I have the Noctilia shell on it, and I thought about Mango Whaling Compositor, you know, talking about that since I've enjoyed all the different layouts that I can choose for each workspace, and that's automatically configured, and I'm messing around with Hyperland now, and that's going fine. I'm trying to configure different layouts for workspaces. Anyway, it is done now, so let's go ahead and close all the windows. Okay, so I'm now going to open a terminal, and I'll put it on here. I'll probably put it on the bottom here on the screen so you guys can see it, what I'm typing. So I'll put that down on the bottom too in bigger letters. So anyway, first we'll do LSBLK to see that we have our SanDisk USB thumb drive in there, and we do. So we're good to go. And now I'm going to do sudo dd. That's the dd command. Yeah. And this is how you use it. So anyway, first we need to go to the directory. I just realized that. Downloads. Then ls to see what's in there. And we have the new Arch Linux ISO right here. So, but anyway, I am going to use a shortcut here. And but it's going to be fine because, you know, everyone should use a shortcut if they can, you know. To me, it's whatever works. And, you know, a lot of people don't like certain things, and I understand that, and I get it, but I'm not going to type it all out if I don't have to. But anyway, here's the dd command. Here's how I use it. So we're going to do sudo dd if equals of equals dev /dev /sda. We could do the BS for like 5 megabytes if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. But I'll show you how that looks, what that looks like. So BS equals 5M for megabytes, if that's what you want. But I let it automatically do it now. But the command I like to use is status equals progress. And that's how I use the dd command. And there you have it. So it's now doing its thing. It's going to be a few minutes before it's done. But anyway, yeah, I'm messing around with different environments and learning a lot of things. But, you know, the reason why I like having a neither ISO is in case if I screw something up, because that happens. And I've done that before. But this time, you know, I use different operating systems for different machines. Right now, I just have this machine, you know, but I had fun with Zorin OS and Mint and stuff, but, you know, but the latest Ubuntu or Debian would be an interest to me for a couple reasons. You know, to see how certain commands function, certain programs function, because, you know, with the software that's behind, you know, certain applications work better, but, you know, there's flat packs, and I don't mind installing some flat packs. I know that's expected, especially for Arch Linux right now, because WaterFox is out of date anyway. With their repositories. So I have the Flatpak version of WaterFox, and, you know, I could have downloaded the ISO from there, but for some reason lately I've just been gravitating towards Brave, and what I've been using more of. But I do love WaterFox, and I do love my Gecko based web browsers for whatever reason. I think I just like how the settings are simplified on there. But yeah, I'm looking at the bottom here, and we have, you know, we have some time to go here. And yeah. So back to what you guys would like me to talk about. Would you guys like me to talk about Neary again? right now I'm using the Noctilia shell for it, and I figured out the resolution problem I was having, and with the Mango compositor, I've come up with more layouts I like to use and stuff, and it's pretty nifty. And right now I'm just on the Cosmic desktop because that's what I'm comfortable using. I've gotten comfortable with it. I'm becoming more comfortable with Cosmic desktop. It's fun playing around with all these environments and stuff, so I'm just waiting for it, and yeah. But this is an older thumb drive too. This isn't a newer one, so the newer one would go a lot faster. I thought about that too, but you know, I don't mind flapping my gums. It's Saturday morning. It's February 7th, 1 week for Valentine's Day, and it's a good day. It's a good morning, and you know, I'm up early. I got up this morning at 4:50. You know, and I'm happy that I got up early, and it's just a good day. So, but yeah, I believe in playing around with different environments too. I thought about playing around with NixOS, and I'm thinking about Gentoo, but I just don't have the time for it. And that's the thing. I got a busy week, you know, during the week work-wise, and it's just one of those things where, you know, when I get home, I just want to do what I feel like doing and rest my foot because I got a bone spur in my left heel right now, so, but my shoes are helping, and that's a good thing, so, but you know, so I just want to do what I feel like doing when I get home, you know, but I help out where I can and do what I have to do. But anyway, we're still waiting. It's almost done. But I don't mind talking, and you know, I'm good at talking. But I think that, you know, with different themes and different wallpapers, you know, I kind of like these Groovebox inspired themes that Cosmic has, you know, especially with this one. You know, it's inspired by Groovebox. But anyway, let's check my battery because I'm probably gonna have to plug in my adapter. Yeah, we're gonna have to plug that in because it's sucking power because I'm doing a video and using the DD command at the same time. So I'll be right back. Here I am. It is what it is. There we go. So, but you know, I think the reason why I use Linux is because I like the software that's free and open source on it, and you know, if I have to edit documents, I can, and you know, learn. I'm really trying to get motivated to learn, you know, Rust and Python again. I'm trying to get there, but I need motivation, and I just don't know where to reach it from. I know I'm on to a good start by playing around with environments again and stuff like that, but I'm trying to get motivated to learn programming again. And, you know, it's just one of those things where I don't know if I get cold feet. I think I do because it's intimidating to put two and two together when it comes to comprehending, you know, what to do. You know, I understand the syntax to a degree, you know, the spacing I can get in my head and I can formulate that. But at the same time, because, you know, messing around with these different environments, you know, but at the same time, you know, there's just so much you're trying to comprehend and learn and do, and it's intimidating. You know, for me it is, but at the same time, you know, there's people that are doing it, and I know I just need to do it. But it's just getting that motivation to do it. And I'm just thinking here. So, but anyway, I'm open-minded to video ideas here on my platform, whether it's Linux related, non-Linux related, because I know some of my family members watch this too. So I always try to come up with different video ideas, and you know, so I'll try to include everything I talk about, but that's just showing the DD command, and you know, I'm happy that I can do that, and you know, but with different environments though, like I said, it's fun to play around with them all, but I wish I could combine, you know, the degree of two different colors for the window border for Hyperland with Mango's different layout options that are automatically configured, and that's automatically in their configuration. You don't have to add anything to it. It's just there, and I like that. But yet with Neri, you have different options for your scrolling, and I really like that for Neri. So I feel like you should have, you know, multiple options for your layouts in Mango. You know, that would be really awesome. And, you know, maybe it's more memory, but at the same time, you know, that would be awesome if you had that. And it is finished. So, anyway, that is how it's done. So, I'll just show it in the file manager right quick because it's probably refreshed. So actually, I'll just pull it out, and then I'll plug it back in just to show that it's Arch Linux 2.26. Yep. So, but anyway, that's if I mess something up. Which has happened before. And I've kept everything maintained, and that's another thing. It's I'll talk about before I decide to call it quits. When it comes to maintaining your system, it's important to clean your system and get rid of old folders. I know that there's some old folders that I have in there that I need to get rid of, but it is always a process because I'm changing software constantly, and it's fun. You know what I mean? But I have to clean up after myself when I do that, and you know, there's some helpful commands for that, but maybe I'll talk more about that in another video. But I just wanted to bring that up too. But anyway, that's how I use the DD command in Linux. And that is going to be it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have an awesome Saturday. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.
This has been a Dan Matheny production. Thanks for watching.